drama. I whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I whip that thing down like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama.
BD
So
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me.
No.
And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big ups, happy Friday night. Welcome back to another very special 99th episode and Cherie's birthday of Secret Society of Good Guys. So if you feel like it, don't put yourself out, but if you feel like hitting anything that helps the algorithm, we appreciate it so people know that we are here. But until any of that stuff happens, it is my Cherie's birthday. I was just looking at the chat. So happy birthday. Brap, brap, brap.
And if you don't hit the like button right now, then we're going to just sit here in total silence for 2 hours. So hit the like button. Go.
Hit the like button. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Okay. I can't anymore.
I can't do that.
I have a hard time with Toby.
2 hours. We had
I
to.
probably could, but I might be a little bored and I'd
If we had a
giggle.
competition where we're
No,
all,
I
like,
feel
sitting there
awkward.
laugh, Thomas would probably win. I would
Yeah,
lose. I'd be the first loser. Chaney would be
Yeah, I
second.
feel very
I could
awkward.
zone out so easily from the military. I had to like just develop an ability to just send myself elsewhere, regardless what was going on in front of me.
Mm.
I think I just enjoy it too much.
I believe that.
Yeah.
From the military, like doing posts or night watch or just desk job, and is there a lot of sitting and staring?
Just getting yelled, absolutely screamed and yelled at, and realizing that the whole point is to get a rise, and the way to win is to not get a rise. But then you realize too, it's like it's more nuanced than that. You have to give them what they're looking for, but you have to do it in a way that you're in control of like what you're giving up. So if you act scared, or if you're like, oh yes sir, or whatever, like if you are controlling exactly what you're giving, then you're kind of winning a little bit.
Yeah, you can't have the emotional reaction.
You can't have the actual, but you also can't have no reaction. And I found that one took me the longest time to find out the hard
get
way.
punished even more.
Everyone was like, "This guy's got an attitude," and I was like, "What the what's the attitude? I don't get what it is."
Do you have to be like humbly agreeable? like
You ha-
humble in your action.
you gotta be
Like,
You have to
subservient
look
in
like
a
you're
way.
afraid a little bit, but not
Mhm.
like.
I don't know if this will come across on camera really well, but I've got like a resting bitch face a little bit, and so this is like if the one of them was yelling at me or talking to me, I would just be deadpan like this. Hold on, right? Then I found out because after like a couple years of constantly getting in trouble and having issues for having an attitude, I can't remember what made me think of this, but I was like, let me just raise my eyebrows and not even like, even if I'm not thinking. So this is what it looks like if I raise my eyebrows. Hold on. It's funny. I have to like prep for this.
That guy's alert.
It
He's
makes a
paying
difference.
So
attention.
me with the eyebrows raised, I don't have attitude.
It's
Me without the
softer.
eyebrows raised, I've got attitude. And it literally took me 2 years to figure that out, of getting in trouble constantly. And that one little freaking trick, all the attitude problems went away like it was freaking magic.
And what's also weird is you have to practice the nuance of looking them where where you look like you're looking them in the eye, but you're not eyeballing them. So
Right.
you can't like
Yeah.
so like you have to like look at them like you're looking them in the face, but almost like right here. Because if if you stare too hard, they'll go, "Are you eyeballing me? Why the hell are you looking at me?" And then you're like, "Fuck," like you're in trouble. So it's like you have to practice this nuance of like
Oh, I
looking
wouldn't
like
be
you're
able
looking them
to
in the eye
survive in
without
that.
actually looking them in the eye. You have to have this dazed stare when they're looking at you, so that way you don't have the focus like I'm looking at you look.
Dude, I've never
I'd
in my
get kicked
life,
out.
I've never seen a comedy movie or TV show or stand-up routine that was even like 1/10 as funny as just being there and watching a drill sergeant just tear up these 17 and 18-year-old kids doing the weirdest things because they've never been under this kind of pressure before. Like
Oh
if
my
there was
god,
a way to
it's
bottle
funny.
that or record it earnestly like an actual reality TV and broadcast, it would be so phenomenal. It was
They do these boot camp YouTube videos, and they were so on point. Like they were so on point. Like they did the Navy one, it was just like boot camp, and like the only thing that had changed was like the color of their like PT clothes and stuff like that. But I have a really funny story about that. Like, I was pretty good at maintaining my military bearing, not cracking, not laughing, and not like doing
mm,
things I wasn't supposed to do, and keeping the dazed look in my eyes. I'm standing this watch on the quarterdeck, so like they call our barracks and stuff a ship, even though we're not living on a ship. But I lived on ship 13, okay, and I was on ship staff. So instead of like just working for my division, I had to work for the entire ship. And so I do have to stand watches, and I was standing the balls to 4 watch, which was like midnight to 4 a.m. with this other girl who had like a chromosomal disorder. She'd get like full on beard. And anyway,
Sorry.
so we had this RD like our we call them RDCs, but they're our drill sergeant essentially. He walks in on the quarterdeck, and she's supposed to be the one to salute him and everything. I'm just supposed to stand there, and she does the whole like challenging him. She's supposed to challenge him, and he's she salutes him. She has to write it in her book and everything. But she goes to salute him, and then he stops her right as she's saying her little thing. Good evening, petty officer. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna say her name just because like Riggs. He's this really good, attractive, muscly black guy. Okay, he was like, you know what I'm going to tell you. And she's like, no, petty officer. And he goes, shave your damn face. And I was like, I could not contain myself.
oh
I could
no.
not do it because it was like the cruelest thing I've ever heard somebody say. And I
Did you
wasn't
guys-
surprised, but
Men in the
surprised.
military have to have clean face, so it's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
for
does
her,
too.
get your life
Yeah.
together.
And
Do
I
you
was
don't want
guys
the terrorists to
normally
grab you by the beard.
do you guys normally have situations where you have to be serious and like when you're very serious and then for no reason you just start laughing hysterically and people like
Yeah,
just
Abbie.
besides
Oh,
that,
yeah.
but like
I have
when
so
you
many
just have to
stories.
be serious like in line, does it happen
Ki-
constantly?
Kind of, but also you're so exhausted from all the stuff that you're having to do and how early you got up. And so like even if there is like an awkward silence that turns into laughter, it's like you're still exhausted. You'd rather just sit there in silence because at least it's not the same as marching around carrying like a 50-pound gun.
Uh,
filled with like
I love those.
lead.
I love those moments where you're not
This would be
supposed to
even
laugh.
better. Riggs, you need to shave your
Yeah.
muff.
I'm like, I'm the worst too. When my kids get called into the principal's office, I got called it, and I'm like doing my internship at this one point. My daughter gets called in the principal's office, and the principal calls me, and I'm like, oh shit, you know. And she's in 3rd grade, and he slides this paper over in front of me, and it's in orange highlighter, and it says Sonia's a bitch, and I see it, and I'm like, trying not to fucking laugh because I'm like, well, Sonia probably is a bitch if she wrote that, you know. And so he's like going off on her. I literally had to turn my back. Like he's sitting there yelling. I stand up. I had to walk behind her and turn my back because I'm just sitting there fucking dying. I have tears rolling down my face laughing about this. I'm like, so inappropriate. And then my son, he had to get SWATs at school, and I freaking was laughing about that too because he told a girl STFU, and the principal didn't even know what that meant. She had to figure it out before she decided he was in trouble. So.
Man, I don't think my parents ever laughed when I got in trouble.
Oh God, I think it's
It was like
hilarious
the
because
least
my kids
funny
would
thing.
never get in trouble, but the both times they did it was for cussing, and that's shit that I did when I was growing up. So,
Well, I got one really quick one. Just since we're doing I'll do a final quick military story. There was this one kid when we first got processed in to boot camp, and we're all making our way into like the bunks and everything, and we had to sit inside this processing room for like 2 hours, and they're just like yelling at you, like get straight, make sure you're not fidgeting, don't make any noise. And there was this kid next to me. I say kid because like we were all 17, I think.
yeah.
And he had to pee so bad because there was this long bus ride from the airport. He didn't pee
Oh,
at the
yeah.
airport.
I
He
remember
didn't pee on
that.
the plane. He didn't pee on the bus. Like there was nothing. So as we're sitting in this big room full of all these people, and admin are walking back and forth, and this motherfucker, he like sneaks out a like a water bottle that he had in his backpack, and right there in this room full of 100 people, he's like slowly on the sly peeing into this bottle. And he pulls it off, like he like fills the whole thing up. He closes it like super silent, like, and there was maybe a group of 12 people in the media around him that like we knew what was going on. We're kind of laughing and snickering a little bit, but also a little terrified. He gets away with it. He puts it in his backpack. But the first thing you do is as soon as you get into the barracks, you got to put all your personal items out in front of you and then step back. And then they come through and they just inspect everything to make sure that you don't got drugs or weapons or whatever. And like he's in like a separate room, like it's one big room with a big wall in between these two different flights. So I'm on like one far end and he's on the other far end, separated by this wall. And then we just hear the guys going up and down and like checking people's stuff. And then it gets super silent and you just hear, what the is this? And then like you hear this kid trying to explain, it's and then no. It was crazy. Someone found something
Riggs,
else even worse
is
than
this
that.
piss?
And honestly, that was every hour of every day for roughly the first 2 weeks or so. And then people like you start, figuring out what it is, and all the people that are gonna screw up, they get washed back to the earlier weeks anyways. But man, those first 2 weeks, man, it's something that everyone should experience at some point.
I
Oh my
watched a
God,
show
yeah.
on boot camp, or just, I don't even know. It was called Boots, and it seemed like about some
Yeah.
gay guy in the military, like in the Marines in maybe the 90s, maybe the
Yeah.
80s.
Oh.
It's one of
That's a
those, but
fucked up
You could
movie.
have just said a Marine.
it's
I know, right? Jarhead.
well, it is kind of funny because every time they fart in this movie, they say like they fart and they're like Navy, or in this show.
Oh, you're
And
talking about a
so, right
show.
when
I
you-
thought it was the movie.
It's called Boots. I don't know. It's some show. At first I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like how are they going to fag up the military?" But then I was
Oh,
just like, "Oh,
but
okay."
I mean,
It's already
it's not easy to say this without it sounding like I'm being sarcastic, but I am 100% being honest when I say that being in the military is the gayest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
There's a thing of him with
Experience is
some
like-
other gay guy that they finally come out of the closet to each other, and they're like walking like on some trail doing something, and they're like, "Is this the gayest thing ever?" And he's like, "Totally the gayest. They call their shirts blouses."
Well, I have a question. Do you guys think it's a possibility that one day we could just ban all militaries all over the world and just not have military, and maybe we wouldn't have wars and start killing each other?
How you gonna enforce the ban?
Nothing to kill
I mean,
or
we're going into
fight
the
for.
new world order, one government, one
Nobody
whatever.
can
So, like,
kill.
maybe that might be a thing of them, like, banning, like, militaries and countries and just have one military to defend all countries. It'd be
Well,
nice to
from
not
who
have
though? It would be the one military of the world versus all the
the people.
insurgent people that are trying to
Yeah.
rebel against the New World Order.
Yeah, I think that's where it's headed. But do you think it could be possible, like,
Be
to live in a
dystopian,
world where
huh?
there's no military so we don't have war?
No, I
Because
don't think. Honestly, this was the biggest point of contention when I got into it with Longo and the Box Saga thing, because the ultimate premise that men and humans in general could exist without any form of warfare seems like the silliest, most idealistic thing. Because all it takes is for one single person to be like, "I'll use violence," and if the rest of the entire planet's like, "I'll never raise a fist," that guy could just go around punching everybody and take over the world.
you see, I think that's a man mentality. I
Well,
don't think
well,
women would
that's
like.
half of the world, so yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you see, like if it was like a world of like a world dominated full of women, I feel like that wouldn't
Women's
war wouldn't
world.
be a thing. Like I
I
personally
mean,
think that.
it's one of those things. Like if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike.
I don't know, man. I'm just tired of war. Like, why are we still doing it? It's so barbaric at this point.
I think
Like,
we just need a better outlet. We need some sort of a system that bakes in the fact that we need wars every 4 or every 8 years, and then like finds a way to channel
or
that.
Why
them.
can't we just like add mixed martial arts to like public education or something?
When you think about it, these
Or
wars,
that.
people don't start. It's the fucking leaders start it. Like, people don't actually want to go to war. It's never the people. It's always these fucking egotistical, like, kings, queens, whatever, the rulers who think they have, control to, like, conquer lands for what reason. I don't know. It's like a weird idea. Honestly, it's just so barbaric. It makes no sense, like,
No argument
logically,
here.
to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all on the same
Oh,
page. It's
I'm just
crazy, but
saying.
it also seems like
Mhm.
if somebody's encroaching on you and your family all the time, or like throwing shit at you all the time, like maybe you're gonna eventually like snap, or they're ruining your crops.
Yeah.
There's so many levels of like water wars, of like, I'm gonna go further up river than you, or I'm going to take this resource from you. You're not going to take that resource anymore. I'm going to stop it. Well, if you try to stop it, then I'm going to use violence. If you try to use violence, I'm going to use violence back. And it's like, I don't know. It's just like the inevitable part of
Loop.
everything. Yeah. Instead
Damn.
of just being like, maybe
I
there's
have like
enough
Nimrod
water.
in my head constantly tonight.
What?
What?
I said I have Nimrod in my head constantly tonight. Like I've already like quoted like 4 songs, and now I'm just like my grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. You feel like war, like women warring too.
Is there a
Well,
song
someone
about
was
two
singing,
grandmas
"War."
making out?
Is there a song about two
Well, why
grandmas
don't you write it?
at war? Is that it? Is that song about two grandmas at war?
This seems like what is it, a
My
Reba
grandma
McEntire?
says your grandma, she's gonna set your flag on fire. Talk about hey.
Oh
now.
yeah, I
You don't
guess
know
it
that song?
is.
Yeah,
Now that you're saying it to me, but it was
Yeah.
like such a little. I'm like, I felt like my little kid brain knew it, and it was like such a fun
Yeah.
little kid brain song. And now I'm like, that you're re-saying it to me. I'm like, oh, I guess it all is about everybody in our tribe is gonna light the
Yeah.
other shit on fire.
Exactly. Starting with your grandmas. My grandma's
Yeah.
gonna kick your grandma's ass.
Talking about hey now.
Hey, now.
That's so interesting.
Na, 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 na.
I know. Isn't it so funny when you hear certain songs or watch certain movies older and you're like, oh, like Born in the
Talk about-
USA, you're like,
Yeah.
this is not quite what I thought I was up to when I was a kid.
I always hated that song. I thought it was so lame.
I didn't know so many songs. I just didn't realize they were like struggle busing. I thought this is fun, but I didn't know what was
Because
going
it's like a
on.
rich guy singing about it.
Did we already talk about Southland Tales? I know I brought it up, but then I forced you guys to like watch it because I was on this Southland Tales kick. Have we discussed it here?
I haven't seen
I
that
don't
movie
remember.
for
I
like
watched
10
it.
years. It was
You
it's
and
a
I
great
I
just-
haven't
movie, though.
watched it.
You watched it, Abby?
Yeah,
Okay, I was like,
because you
now
told me
that I
we were
felt like I
talking
was
about
in
it.
a Southland
Yeah.
Tales moment that no one here watched it. We didn't discuss this ever.
We
Okay,
discussed it, and then
Okay.
I watched it.
you guys, if you haven't seen this is the craziest movie. But the funniest thing is, I just watched it in the last 2 weeks, and then I was like obsessed with it, and so then Abby watched it. But one of the funny things watching it, and and I don't know how often this happens to you guys. Do you ever watch things and I thought, there is no way Chaney knew what the fuck was going on with this movie before? I was faking it. Why did I even watch this or pretend to enjoy it? I had no idea what was going on. Like, I was LARPing knowing the plot. And sometimes I feel like I watch movies now and I'm like, I don't feel like I knew this level of it before. Like, even though I was grown and considered myself a smart person, I did not get Southland Tales yet. I
I
didn't
don't
even
think
have
that's
the
your fault,
blueprint.
though. When you see a movie and you're like, I don't quite get it, I usually think that that's like the director's fault more than it's your fault.
Yeah.
I think I pretended to get it. I just wasn't smart enough to conceptualize it yet. And then watching it now, it's so quantum. I don't even think I had the word quantum in my
Yeah.
vocabulary before.
Didn't even understand quantum.
Yeah,
Yet.
like wormholes and like there's just a certain level of things that now I feel like I can say to a room of people and say, "Hey, you guys, let's have a conversation about wormholes." And we can just now people know.
We all kinda get it,
But
yeah.
it's like there are so many things that I just feel like are mentioned flippantly in Southland Tales that I didn't know it was the same director, but it is so similar with Donnie Darko. Same thing, you guys. I've seen Donnie Darko no less than 30 times. I swear the first 10 times I saw it, I had no idea what was going on.
Me
Now that
either.
I
I
watch
still
it.
thought it was good, but I didn't either.
Yeah, but my head, now I have some conceptual idea of what's going on. I didn't for years, but I thought I did.
Yep. Same.
I don't know if that is even making sense, but sometimes I'm just like,
I don't think it's going to be on the test, so it doesn't matter that
yeah.
much.
I'm like, I am
Do you
not
guys
smart.
remember when I forgot what it was? I think it was Sony or one of these big like computer programmers or TV programmers or whatever. Anyway, they had a website where if you wanted to rewatch a movie from like where you've never seen it before because you love the movie so much and you want to see it like brand new again, there was a website where you can watch, and it was like I guess a memory erasing tool for you to erase what you just watched. So if you just watched a movie and you really liked it, but you want to see it again, you go on that website and you just watch. I think it was like 45 minutes long, and it was like different frequencies and like different shapes in front of the screen to like reprogram your brain to forget like major moments of whatever you were watching.
Did it work?
Do you guys remember that?
No.
Oh, I
have
never
no
tried it
idea
'cause
what
I
you're
was
talking
scared.
about.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
Oh
So
my
it's
God,
like
I have
Men
to
in
find the
Black
website.
thing. Just it
Or
took
it sounds like
45
This is
minutes.
in 2020.
Or like the Sunshine whatever movie with Jim Carrey,
Let me find it.
where you
That's
go to
another one. I need to
Yeah.
rewatch that again. It's just whatever feeling
is that
that
movie?
left me with. It's the same as what's the one with the grandma where the refrigerator's coming at her?
I don't
Requiem for a Dream.
Rabbit
Requiem for a
Grannies? Oh, okay.
Dream. And that movie that you just said, like if they leave me like spun, like there's that movie Spun. There's just a certain, if they make me feel like I'm on meth, that's not like one I'm going back to the well for over and over again.
Dude,
Like,
Requiem for a Dream is a movie that I can only describe it as like I feel like I have to take a shower after I've seen it.
yeah.
Like it feels weird, like I'm clammy and like dirty, and I need to to change
Even talking
something.
about it now, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like I have a sore on my arm that somebody stuck their finger in. Like, yeah.
It's a combination of Jared Leto and of the old lady. Between those two characters, you could even just like skip all the rest of it. Those two, it like evokes like a really weird, like repulsed sort of emotion, I think.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I've never seen it,
What
so
if I
it's
mean
to be
that's
watched.
probably one of the best directors of our lifetime, in my opinion. I don't know if everyone might not agree that his movies are their favorites. They're my favorites, but Darren Aronofsky, he's also the one that did Pi, and he's done a whole bunch. He actually did a documentary on the Villages too. Although I don't know if he gives himself credit
Oh.
for it.
It was made by Samsung, okay, and it was called Unspoil Me. It was a whole fucking website that you clicked on, and it
That's
was around
creepy as
2020.
hell.
I don't
Around?
think they have it anymore.
Could we
I
go
don't
on the
know.
way
I'm
back
looking
machine?
for it.
Let's see.
I'm gonna try that. Hold
I'll
on.
look.
That's the problem, right? Is that you would go to this website and then
And
it would erase your
forget.
memory and you'd forget what the website was.
Well, what did I just say
Like
it
the
was?
journal,
exactly.
Sunshine of the
Undo
Spotless
me.
Mind.
Unspoil me. I don't even like that phrasing. Unspoil me. It's called
That's
Spoiled
right.
Earth now.
Spoil me, bitch.
This is the website now, Layla, or this is what it goes to. I just think it's cute for this show. Nee.
Spoiled
open.
Earth. They changed it, but this is an actual website, and this was like around the time when I was watching Childhood's End, and I was like, I wonder if I could like erase this out of my memory.
Dolphins.
But I was so scared to do it.
Dolphins look like gray aliens.
Oh, I like the MC Escher of it all tonight. I just now saw that.
I wouldn't be
The what?
concerned. I don't think that would work.
The what? What did
Yeah.
you say, Abbie?
The MC Escher like vibes on the thumbnail. Or did I not see what I just saw with the melting clocks?
Oh, yeah. I dollied it.
Oh, Dolly.
I dollied it. I dollied it, but I just felt like it was Libra season. Donut did something on Libra. Like Mario always does like fun stuff for all the signs and like goes deep on like next level things. But I do think it's interesting that, it's 10-10.
Dolly.
And so then you have the scales
Salvador
and
Dali.
yeah, Salvador Dali. And then you have the scales and the balancing of it all, and the market went into the red in like 10, like it was the worst day ever in like the history of the amount of liquidity that got drank out of the markets today. Like everything is in the red. Like all the cryptos, all the Apples, all the Microsofts, like it doesn't matter what way. It's not just your digital, it was your stock market, it was your everything. Like everything just took an immediate nosedive. Trump said something about tariffs with China, immediate nosedive. And then he gave some like live speech, and he didn't, after reporters asked him some things about it, but he didn't even, it was like the markets were just crumbling, and he was just like, hey guys, how's your Friday at 5:20 on a Friday? It was just like, whoa. So I'm like, there is like a great rebalancing of scales. It's seemingly.
There's something too about Trump. This is not going to be a pro or a con kind of thing, but there's just something unique about him is that he doesn't seem to care about the little splashes and ripples that occur in the days or even weeks after he does something, because sometimes he realizes there's going to be outrage and fervor, whatever he does. So he just kind of ignores it, even if it gets really freaking bad. And then I think he just assumes that at some point it'll like restore itself. I don't know. The one last hope that I've got that it's not all just going to be nonstop chaos is that he's trying to create a path for a Trump legacy. And I think that he's smart enough to know that he's got to leave at the end of this term on somewhat good terms. He's got to have some sort of a legacy for someone else to take up. I don't know. Maybe that's just a naive, idealistic take.
No, like if you're going with the whole idea where people talked about like he's such an egomaniac. You're like, hopefully so much so he wants to leave a perfect legacy.
He wants
Like,
Barron to have a path, or Barron's grandkids to have a path to also become president and not be just a permanent black stain forever and ever. He might even be thinking the long game, like Fabian Society style, like whatever. All these people that are screaming at me now will be dead in 80 years, and as long as my legacy can last more than 80 years, it like my PR campaign can outlive these people and outspend them.
You know, it's
and
funny.
in a way,
people
how
are
we had
wearing-
like, you know, the Clintons. Huh?
Oh, I was just gonna. I think I'm lagging. I was just gonna say a lot of people are wearing Trump "Make America Great Again" 2028. Like they're like wanting another term with Trump.
I think he had
They're
a hat.
wearing the hats now.
He had that hat on his desk.
Yeah, that's the one that they said like where people made the memes of him throwing them and like hitting Jim Jeffries or whoever they made sit at his desk. Not Jim, whatever, who cares? That is interesting though, where like it's like we had like this Bush legacy, or you have like other like that he is gonna want, if not his sons, his grandkids to eventually not have just be like a gaudy family as far as America is concerned. Like he wants that Trump name to mean something way bigger than we even think it means now, would be his goal.
It's a weird inversion of what at least I think I grew up around and our parents grew up around, and that's that people would get into politics and then get so much political power that they would eventually convert that into financial power, right? Through corruption or through whatever, making opportunities for themselves. But Trump came from the exact opposite. He converted lots of financial power into political power, which is not a typical way that you would usually go. The same exact thing too is that people will like get into Hollywood and then try and get into politics. So that's sort of his angle, but he did it in a way that it actually worked. I mean, better than Ronald Reagan, because at least Reagan had a little bit of the backing of the entire system behind him. And Trump was kind of like, doesn't have any real ties to anyone, I don't think, except for maybe Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, it is curious how, I don't know, I think in the paparazzi of it all, of like Trump, like his money is a thing, but it's not like Trump was ever the richest people, but he was one of the few people that kind of like was famous for that money in the Paris Hilton way. It's like he was famous for being famous and famous for being rich. It's like he was almost like the first lifestyles of the rich and famous. It was just like,
And he
we're
could have
gonna
just kept that train going. He could have just been like, the Trump legacy is that we're just always rich, and that would have been an easy legacy. And it is a little bit crazy that he put that on the line, and he's like, let's convert some of this capital into political capital, and that, like, you might not weather that storm.
on the world stage. Isn't it funny how all of a sudden, and it wasn't just Trump, he was actually probably, I mean, same as, but we also at the exact same time, we were getting a battle of the billionaires. We were getting Bezos. He was going to run the whole like Blue Origin and run Amazon, and they were going to make movies about him. And we're getting Elon, and he's going to own X, and he's SpaceX and Boring and all these other things. It's like we were getting the famous guy billionaire, but almost like Paris gave it to, like the Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton was the setup for that without us even realizing it. Like, you guys are just gonna be into these people because of the clothes they wear and the cars they drive and the watches they have and the people they date. And people would like to think that it's like WWE is not the same as Days of Our Lives, but it totally is. People would like to think that Elon and Jeff Bezos are different than Kim Kardashian. And you'd be like, oh, Chaney, you're talking about billionaires. And I'd be like, exactly, I am. Look at the Kardashians' bankroll. Like, they're all doing the same thing. We're just watching a world of reality stars and thinking that.
I feel like if I had $1 billion to burn, I would just do so much cooler stuff with it. I'm not saying better, but like the things that I would do with it would be so much cooler.
What? You wouldn't
with
start.
the money.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, at what point of money are you
I want
creating
a
a space
conspiracy
station?
theory theme park where like you can go on like a JFK assassination dark ride and like who cares if it makes money or
It's
not?
like
I've got
a
$1
head
billion.
thing
I'm
that
gonna
has
make this happen.
a built-in vibrating head helmet that you wear in a little car, and there's like a whole bunch of cars in a row, like the Spider-Man ride, but everybody's in their own convertible.
There's so many things. You could have one where you have to try and steer the plane into the Twin Tower, and it's like an impossible maneuver that you'd have to be like an expert pilot in order to pull it off.
Oh, everybody gets to go into the books depository and see if they're
There's
like,
one where like they drive you around in the trunk of a car in downtown DC.
and you see if you can make a little shot out of it
Has it been long enough to joke about that?
to laugh about the DC shooter. That is
Sorry.
one. It's a conspiracy theory people need to look into again. That also had a rewrite of history. Right when the movie comes out too quick afterward, you know they're like burying their tracks.
What's that new thing that he's deciding to like build or whatever?
Qatar
Washington,
Air
DC.
Force Base.
No, it's like this huge, like almost like another. It's like that arc thing,
Arc
talking
de
about
Triomphe.
portal. yeah,
An Arc
that.
de Triomphe. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'll look that up. I'll look it up.
I think My Maria posted something on that, and I was like, "Huh, interesting ley lines."
News. Is Trump plotting an Arc de Triomphe? Is the White House building one? People are really in the upset about it.
Ivanka Trump.
Here's something funny that's kind of local is that I don't know if you knew this, but Florida is trying to pass an HR bill that every single public funded school across the entire state has to rename at least one main road on its property to Charlie Kirk Parkway.
What? In Florida,
What?
they're trying to do that?
In Florida, yeah, that like they're trying to pass an actual bill through right now that would mandate every single like community college and public school to have a Charlie Kirk Parkway as a
Interesting.
main road.
That is wild. That is wild.
And if they don't do it, then they don't get any funding. So it's essentially they lose all their funding for not doing this. So it pretty much ensures 100% compliance.
Everything
That's a-
about that Charlie Kirk thing is that to me is the beginning of if we were to make a Handmaid's Tale movie. It'd be like in 2025, after Charlie Kirk got shot, Erica Kirk became the leader of what's known now as the rebellion.
Wait for the documentary; it's coming.
And I just feel like she would be in blue dresses and they'd be selling us this really like this where Muslim and Christian meet. Like that's what the Handmaid's Tale is, essentially. It's just like what would happen if boom. And I think Erica Kirk is like the perfect CIA actor for it. The whole thing just feels so off. Everything about it. Everything about
It
the
feels-
story.
Very central casting.
It feels central casting as shit. And obviously, I don't want anyone to have their head blown off with a vest or a microphone or a gun from World War One or whatever, a gun from the Civil War. Obviously,
Or an interdimensional thought form that manifested at the wrong time.
yeah, or a hologram. Obviously, I don't want people to get loosed, but I also, some of the things I'm just like, does some like podcaster get a street in every town in your like state? Get out of here with that spell. Get out of here with that Kirk church spell. Like we're going to put the word church in some other language on every one of the streets in Florida. Nah. And I think this is too, whatever, we're here now. I think everything's such a spell with even the Gulf of America to Gulf of Mexico that I was thinking about it like Mexico and Hex and Tex and like these kind of things. But then isn't it interesting how we all call like Jesus, but everyone's like, that's not his real name. The same as December 25th isn't his real birthday. Like everybody blanketly knows it, but they all still do a thing. And so it was like akin to like the Gulf of Mexico that we called Jesus a Mexican name. And it's not Mexican, Spanish, whatever. But it's questionable in the spell of it all that we're like Jesus over here. It's odd
Yeshua. Yeah.
that everybody's like, yeah, we know it's Yeshua, or we know it's
And Yeshua is actually closer to Joshua because J and it's the same letter. So
I think it
Joshua's
boils
closer
down
than
to
Jesus.
John. At the end of the day, his name was John, which was just like a really common name.
I thought it was Emmanuel.
Before he was born, it was Emmanuel.
Yeah, right?
I guess it depends on the
believe
book.
in the Aquarian in the book that I have, it's the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ. Great fucking book. Like, I love this book. It's so fucking phenomenal. It talks about Mary and some lady, I forgot her name, and they were studying in this temple with these scholars and mages and whatever. They knew magic pretty much. And one of the priests, or what do you call them? Rabbis, said, you're going to have a child and his name is going to be, we're going to name him Emmanuel. So Emmanuel was born, and then because of his miracles, they named him Jesus, because Isa, or whatever the name is, because that is the consciousness. That's the name of that special, I guess, gift that that person has, which is the Christ consciousness, is when you're like special in that sense and awakened and magical and connected to the source, like purely connected. So it's a great
The
book.
Urantia book that my mom read also said that his name was Emmanuel. So that's
Mhm.
interesting connection there. But
Mhm.
what was I gonna say about that? Never mind. Nothing, because I don't remember.
My brain is like that today. It's
Hear me out.
scrambled.
Maybe this might be a little bit offensive, and maybe it's just like off on a tangent. But the same way that Charlie Kirk is turning into a martyr and a symbol, like even if he might not have been the best person to do what everyone's trying to do with him, turn him into like this big thing, when ultimately he was kind of like a podcaster that would just go and instigate college kids. But because he's the only thing that people can latch onto and be like, let's just stuff him full of all this other symbolism and all these other political motivations, because he's kind of like this vehicle that we can all ride right now, and we can all plant our flags on this thing, and it has all this extra attention and this like energy charge to it. Like, couldn't that also have just been Jesus too? Like, no one writes about him during his lifetime. They wait 30 years until after he dies, and then all of a sudden these stories start coming together that describe this ideal way of living and the perfect way to have everyone act altruistically towards each other. And then it's just like, yeah, it was this guy that like died 30 years ago. You don't know him, but listen to all this cool stuff that he did. And then like building up this symbol the same way. Like, we might be giving all these attributes to some guy that was an asshole. They just happened to be like the one that they picked out to be this vehicle for all this other stuff going on.
Yeah. They'll use
how
him
propaganda
as
works,
like an
doesn't it?
idol.
Like a Rosa Parks, so to speak. Like, she was not the
100%, yeah. Rosa
lone
Parks is a great
person.
example. Like, it was scripted and they cast
Yeah.
somebody to do the thing, and like she played the part, and then as soon as that happened, all these other people like are ready to plant their flags in her back because now she's a vehicle.
Yeah. What was the true story of Rosa Parks?
Well, it was actually
She was
another
a
like
white
a
lady.
15-year-old girl, I think, but she was too dark to be the
Right.
face. She was too dark to be the face, so
Well-
they picked a
well,
lighter skinned black girl
It's
woman.
because all the magazines were still black and white, and like the face just didn't come up. So like
But the
they needed
story
someone
of
from
her and like her husband or something like that, and her having her own car, and like it wasn't the story that they sold everybody. Like, there was a different story to it, and the actual lady who actually did that has a name, and they just use Rosa Parks for like an image or something, or maybe she was probably an Eastern
No,
Star.
that's what we're
who
saying
knows?
right now.
Yeah.
Is that it was all somebody really did it. A young girl
Mhm.
actually really did that thing, but she was too dark. And so then they got Rosa Parks. She was better looking, she was better spoken, and they got her to do the whole entire thing again just so they could play out the entire thing for the media.
Do you think she was like connected like Eastern Star Mason kind of thing through her husband? Who was her husband?
I don't know. Thomas Bryan knows.
I don't know if she was.
Someone in the chat said her husband had a Cadillac.
This is kind of an interesting claim, though, because in modern times, from the 1900s on, Masons and Eastern Star tend to claim as many people as they can. Like they'll list all the names of inventors and presidents and astronauts, and like they're eager to be like, look who's on our team. Like you want to join because look at all this. So whenever it's like, oh, I bet this famous important person was a secret Mason, I don't know if the Masons would be able to keep that secret. They would use that to recruit more members 100% of the time.
Thank you, Laura. You're awesome.
You're the bomb.
Thank you for
We're sending it to Israel.
Fist bump.
I know. I wish that, because it says pair character punching the air with fists and bumper on his. If you could see the YouTube of what it's doing, it's a cute sticker. So it's bummy that it doesn't let me pull it up, but we appreciate you. Yeah, just Thomas. We're sending it right to Israel. We're sending it right to Ukraine. Thank you. I know. I was gonna ask my Chat GPT if who Rosa Parks is the Eastern Star. If my Chat GPT is not as woke as Layla's, but let's see if she.
Should I ask?
Hey, is Rosa Parks an Eastern Star?
Yes, she was. Rosa Parks was indeed a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, which is a Masonic-related organization that is open to both men and women. It's actually not widely discussed, but it's a cool bit of history. So, yeah, she was part of that community.
I didn't even know that. Damn, download.
Well, no, you did know that.
There you go.
So they claim her too. Like if you look, I just Googled it, and there's like 20 different Mason websites that are all claiming Rosa Parks.
I wonder if mine will lie to me.
What's that chick's name? Erica Jane. What's not Erica? Erica. What's Erica Kirk? Is Erica Kirk an Eastern Star?
I don't have any.
Oh, she probably can't tell us now. People know what it is.
Are they Catholic? I don't know enough about the family.
That is.
If you're Catholic, there's a less of a chance that you're going to be a Mason.
Less of a chance you'll be a Mason if you're Catholic, because there's your own secret order that you're in. It's like acolytes and stuff.
Technically, on paper, it's expressly forbidden. Like it's explicitly written that you're not allowed to be a Mason if you're a Catholic. Like Pope said so 2 or 3 times, I think.
Because he hates the Templars.
I mean, long story short, yes.
Yeah. He hates them. I don't know. Crazy. What else has happened this week, you guys?
I don't know. Oh, that video.
I will show you.
With Ivanka. We haven't talked about Q in a long time. And a lot of these Q things or Q posts sometimes like hit. They're like they nail the fucking screw on the wall or nail on the wall. My brain is fried today.
Hold on, let me look. Let's see. Let's see if you guys can hear it, because that's always seems to be the.
I can't hear it. Do we need to hear it?
Yeah, probably. Let me see. We'll talk amongst ourselves until I figure that out.
Is this the right video too?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I got the video right this time.
Well, I'll say the other, while you're looking for that, the other thing that happened this week, technically last weekend, was that access to Sora 2 for anyone that had an iOS device. And now anyone without any special tools or training or anything is making all these like incredibly realistic AI videos of police pulling over Fred Flintstone, of Martin Luther King and Bob Ross wrestling, of like all these. And it's crazy because like literally every single person I know that has the device is able to.
Oh, I was waiting for you to finish, Thomas.
I mean that's the point.
Oh, I have been watching everybody with Sora mess around, and like anything they even put into words, like it's really simple, and they're coming out with longer videos than just the like normal 5 seconds, where I'm like, oh, this is getting absurdly good fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is very rare.
President Putin and I have had an open channel of communication.
She mentions the word back channels.
For the past 3 months, both sides have participated in several back channel meetings and calls.
Well, back channel takes us to the Q post that says back channels are important. Attacks will only intensify. You attack those who threaten you the most. Enjoy the show. Well, you're seeing panic kick in from certain individuals. Do people really believe the biggest scandal in modern US history will go unpunished, scot-free? Look, back channels are important. Patriots stand at the ready, shields whine. Well, you're starting to see a lot of people whining, and I'm sure we're now going to find out that they are the shields. So one of those people is Jack Posmabek, which is on this post, and it says, ask yourself a simple logical question. Why are the majority of Q attacks by pro-MAGA supporters coming from AJ Mossack-backed and or AJ known associates? Look, why are we a threat to them? We knew that this type of attack was coming. Predictable, fake news. And it says attacks will only intensify. Well, we saw Jack Posmabek the other day with the important Antifa meeting, and he says this.
But Mr. President, we need to do something about this because I fear that the next one who could be killed could be sitting at this table right now.
We're in full control, so why would anyone fear for their life? And now we're seeing a lot of videos circulate from Cappy. Remember Cappy? Well, he's mentioned Jack Posmabek and another person, Laura Loomer.
Jack Posobiec, Gabe Hoffman, Mike Cernovich, Laura Loomer. They tried to set someone up that you know and love. They're fucking evil. These people are evil. These people are evil. They're unregistered foreign agents.
And that video is going all over the internet again. And look recently what Laura Loomer replied. He was a mentally ill man and now he is dead. Well, Laura Loomer's now freaking out as well because Pete Hegseth has just announced a partnership with Qatar to build a military base in Idaho, and you're seeing these people whine. Laura Loomer, look, never thought I'd see Republicans give terror financing Muslims for Qatar, a military base on US soil so they can murder Americans. I don't think I'll be voting in 2026. And it says, President Trump is an amazing man. I proudly voted for him 3 times. But if he allows Islam to gain ground in our country, all of his hard work and sacrifices will be wiped out by genocidal Muslims who seek to impose Sharia law in America and destroy the rest. And it says Islam equals death cult. We're in complete control and we're seeing these people freak out. Well, we come straight back to that post. Attacks will only intensify. Look, it says, and look what Q says. You are witnessing a full panic attack by the fake news media and covert alternative media affiliates, which is foreign government. They cannot contain or defeat what they do not understand. Is any of this normal? Look, Watergate times 1,000, and it says attacks will only intensify. Logical thinking, it says ask yourself a simple question. Why? And you can start seeing that a lot of these people have got other interests with foreign governments and they're all about to be exposed and they've done all they can all this time to blend in. And now we're seeing the panic kick in. And as Q says, ask yourself a simple question. Why? We're in full control.
I don't know what to make of that.
What are your thoughts first, Thomas?
It's weird cope mechanism. It seems like it was all hinged off of someone said the word back channel, which is a pretty common word in politics. It just basically means that you're talking behind the scenes. You make a phone call that no one's expecting or whatever. But the other thing too, I really do feel that Q is just like political edging. It's all it is. It's someone being like, tomorrow they're going to arrest Hillary Clinton. Oh no, I didn't mean tomorrow. I meant like, think of me saying this tomorrow. That's tomorrow. and it just like keeps going, and then people get on the train, and then you ride it for a while, and you're just like this like it. They just keep saying the same things, making the same promises. TikTok is kind of like one of the funnier old ones. Like it's gonna any second now, TikTok, and it would go on for like 4, 5, 6 years. So you get people that leave and then get back on, and you got a lot of people that are kind of new to it and they jump on and they're inspired and they're interested by this whole angle. I feel like it's also equivalent of kind of like doomsdayers. It's like the inverse of doomsdayers, where you're like the world's gonna end tomorrow, maybe it's gonna be next week, and you're always just edging everyone along. I think it's kind of a grift.
Isn't it interesting though that she would be having conversations through back channels personally with Vladimir Putin,
No,
like recently,
I don't
to be
know.
talking to him?
Well, she probably speaks. They probably can speak fluent to each other.
Yeah.
Or that she knows someone that knows someone that knows someone that can get the message to the person. That's what a back channel is. I don't think it means that she picks up the phone and Commissioner Gordon's on the other line immediately. Like it's probably through like a little game of telephone and sequence. Who knows? Maybe she just has Vladimir Putin on speed dial. I mean, it would almost be a shame that if it weren't that easy, because there's nothing preventing you from having Vladimir Putin on speed dial and calling him up on Zoom or something. You only need his number one time, and you can call him again anytime after that, right? Like we have the technology now, so it's weird when people are like, "I can't believe he's talking to so and so." Like, really? Like cell phones exist. I could call someone in Japan right now and talk to him in real time. There's nothing preventing you except for the charade.
I do think that it is curious to me how many times I watch and it just seems to be happening quicker, that it's like this group over here is so mad at this group over here, and then they're like, we hate you, we hate you, we hate you, and they turn their backs on each other, and then they walk around the bin and they run into each other again and they agree, and they're like, oh shit, we were hating Laura Loomer yesterday, and now I'm retweeting her being like, this bitch knows what she's talking about with Qatar, though. You know, it's like funny how I just think the script of it just, everything seems so scripted, but it seems like sometimes my Maria and I will sit and chat on the phone and we're like, you know, like you get your script, you have your script to the movie, or you have your script because you're about to give a speech to the audience. And then do you get visited special by like the CIA or DARPA, and they're like, hey, Charlie Sheen, we're going to need you to like freak out. And we're going to need you to like, everybody's going to have to really buy it. You're going to have to lean into this like drug addict thing. And we're going to really cheer you on at the CIA meeting this week. You know, it's like, do you get your script from the Illuminati in like a red envelope that they're like, okay, Layla, you're gonna have to take this liberal side. We're gonna need you to
But that's what makes
scripted though.
Q posts like valid in that sense of like the script, because it certain phrases, certain posts, certain words, you know, it makes Q valid to the script that we're watching, because it is part of the script. You know what I'm saying? So is it real?
I don't know.
No,
I feel it's
probably
the same
not,
thing with,
but it is part of the loosh.
Well, it's like with Nostradamus, right? People usually talk about Nostradamus like he was this like prophet and that he could see things into the future. But if you were to add up all the things that haven't come to pass and all the things that you can kind of stretch to have come to pass, like his batting average would not be good. It would be like a 200 batting average. Like you wouldn't put him up at bat, but people tend to focus on all the things that you can force to be meaningful and say like, oh, well, maybe he was right when he said this thing. It means like this conflict that happened in this place. But there's so many other things that he said that no one has really been able to tie to anything. And I think that if you just sit around and make enough memes, if I did 50 memes a day that just said TikTok, you know, the violence is going to increase, red telephones will ring and water will fall. Like at some point, someone's going to have a red phone. It's going to be raining and it's going to be on TV and there's going to be like a riot. And then it's like, oh my God, this guy was right. So if you could just like, it's almost like going and buying 100 scratch off tickets too. Like you'll get a few winners, and I think that people pay more attention to those winners.
The other thing I think about it is in our own hallmark of our own holidays, most of the posts are done around months or holidays, or like presidential elections always happen around, every 4 years, and then every 2 years there's it's like we are on our own schedule, and so it's easy to kind of, if I'm like, a red hat will visit you in 3 months.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, Santa is everywhere. This bitch is on one. But it's like these kind of things are also a little bit of a thing where we are all set to our like, oh my gosh, how did she know school was going to start? Like, because it always does around the same time. And so, go on.
I would say that your example with Charlie Sheen, I think, is actually a good one, because there's also a version where someone doesn't have to go to Charlie Sheen and be like, hey, look, you're going to have to start doing drugs and overdose or act like you're doing this. But that same CIA agent could just make sure that there's like a little teener in the green room whenever Charlie shows up, and there's a little teener in his bathroom. They're just inexplicably there, and like that you can kind of like nudge someone into the lane that they're kind of weaving into anyways, right? So, and that doesn't require a script. That just requires being observant and realizing like, oh, like I can just make this happen because it's gonna happen anyways, and I can just make sure it does.
Yeah.
Very valid points. American.
I like how you just came back into the room like a substitute teacher. And you were very valid points you were making there, Thomas. And we're going to all move to chapter 3.
Chaney, go ahead and start us off.
Yeah. Well, no. Did you guys hear about the whole fucking thing and everyone talking about Mall World? Dream Realm, like everyone visiting Mall World, and there's a map that someone is actually selling, and a lot of people have been to this place in Dream World, where they're like in a mall that's attached to an airport, that's attached to a movie theater, that's attached to a highway that just loops back around.
Like it.
And I've never been there.
I feel like we're all going to be there.
I've never been there.
Okay. Well, let me tell you about dream mapping. So the whole, like, if you really want to get into dreaming, you got to stop worrying about what the hell your dream means, and you start worrying about the location, and you start mapping it. You draw a picture of it, and even if you don't know where it fits on your map yet, you start you can put it on a piece of paper. Or I use this app called Freeform, and I'll draw my dream. And
what's it called?
Freeform.
Freeform.
And then I'll sit there and I'll use some of their little. Like if it's a school building, I'll use their little school building. Sometimes I'll try to draw my own or whatever. But you try to remember the location of the dream. But then you can write your dream down and whatever was in it, but you put your date on your picture. Well, eventually you'll start seeing where they connect. And then you'll start realizing where every little item is. But this is the thing, like, that people don't realize is that the dream space, like, Jung called it the collective unconscious because everyone is connected there, and they are in the dream space. But the thing is, you visit your own sector mostly, and your sector might look like your hometown or the town you live in now or whatever. And mine is my hometown. Like, I can map every dream I've ever had in my hometown, even if I'm in Jamaica. I was in Jamaica the other night, actually, but I could actually figure out where it was on my map of my hometown. So it's like my dream map overlays it, but it becomes your memory palace. So not only for where every dream you've ever had, but every memory you've ever had. And the more that you map your dreams and you figure out where they are in relation to each other, the more you expand your, like, you'll have explosive dream recall, and you'll remember every dream you've ever had, but you will also remember every thought like every memory too. You will have like such good memory because you realize every sector of your dream map, and when you put the banana on the blue bunk bed and that was in your childhood friend's house down the street, like it was affiliated with the memory that you had that day.
Well, I agree with Maria. She was talking about like how that place that they are all talking about. I mean, there's hundreds of people that are saying that they've been to that exact space. So it's like a dream trap, like to collectively get everyone to be in that dream realm, so they can't escape into the other realms
Well, there's the
anymore.
labyrinths, but what I'm trying to say about it is that there's what they've noticed, everybody who does do this mapping, everyone has like a city and everyone has like they have certain elements that are all exactly the same. And
How
like
do you
if
know?
I
Like,
describe my city, it'll be almost very similar to your city. And if I
how did
describe
you
like
know
my mountainous
Jamaica
area,
was somewhere in your hometown? Like, how do you know that was Jamaica?
because it's almost like a portal. Like I know I'm in Jamaica, and then all of a sudden, like one little element will remind me that it was actually like in the back field of like the area I used to play and do like forts and stuff. It's something so you'll have this weird little switch turn on while you're dreaming if you start paying attention. So like I had Cambodia, like I can tell you where Cambodia is on my dream app too, like in my hometown.
You know how, like, if you see somebody in a dream and you're like, Thomas, you were in my dream last night. It wasn't you, but it was you. It's
Now
like
I'm
something
pissed.
about places are the same way where you're like, I don't know why, but in my dream world, this spot of my old house attaches to my grandma's neighborhood right at her front door. I don't know why I can go across this tunnel thing and I end up there, but I know it every time, like a safe space, like a run back. Like if I'm running from a bad dream, I know this leads there and nothing bad can happen there. And I don't dream all the time.
But there's certain elements that everyone shares, like a mall. There's the labyrinths, and so the mall is a labyrinth. I've been to it too, like, and it connects to the airport. Like there was even like skiing freaking stuff connected to it, like ski.
That's what they say, yeah.
There's a
hills.
Yeah, hills that but they had snow and everything, and I could ski in the mall. So it's a labyrinth, but it's one that like the dream hackers say that everyone has these certain elements that are all the same that everyone sees. So it's just part of the grid. It's part of the dream grid.
Man, I'm reading what Maria is saying, and then at the same time, I'm thinking about 2020 and what the corona of it all means, and the 2020 vision and things opening and the crown opening. And I feel like that was a major time in society and humanity in the world. Like that's why I feel like they did what they did and injected people to stop something from happening. I can't shake that feeling off. I still go back to 2020.
What if like 2020, maybe like December, maybe January, what if a comet hit and whatever happened, you know how if you've been ever knocked out or been put to sleep, how you just come to, you could be anywhere and you're like, I feel like I had a whole night's sleep. Where am I right now? You're kind of like, you're not mad. Like the anger is not the anger. Like you're not mad. What if as a collective, we all just came to and it was 2020?
Like, and then we have all these fake memories of our childhood that are not even
Start buying Bitcoin.
Well, if everybody travels together, is time travel only if it's relative to other things staying still where they're at? Like if we were to all time travel together, then that's just tomorrow.
That's not cool though. If everyone time travels as a group, like all of humanity, that it doesn't feel cool anymore. Now
your
it just
car's
feels
not that
LARPing.
fast if every car is the same speed.
Yeah, exactly.
But I keep seeing people talk about it. I know, but even if we all died, if there's nothing to compare it to, where people are like, what if the world ended in 2020? What if it did? Like, what are you going to change? What's it going to change about what you're doing right now? Are you in your own heaven or your own hell? Like, it's on you. It's up to you. So it's just like, what responsibility do you want to take in it? And sometimes when I think people are like, oh my gosh, I want Jesus to come back tomorrow. This is too much. I just want Jesus to come back. It's the same as the people like, oh, I just want the aliens to come, or I just hope the comet hits. It's all
those how many people died waiting for Jesus to come back.
Just
and these
get a new
aliens
job or break up with who you're with. It's like some people are just wishing for these very apocalyptic, like, oh, I just wish a zombie apocalypse apocalypse would happen. It's like, or you could just get a divorce from your miserable marriage. It's like you want for all of humanity for the Mashiach to come back.
But not if
instead
you're a
of you
Christian.
just leave your job. Like, how about you just
If
leave
you're
your
a good
job,
Christian,
girl?
you don't get divorced, you know?
I
Dude,
don't know if that's all the Christians. There's so many different sects of Christianity.
Well, there's only there's one biblical reason for divorce.
Well, this entire country was kind of founded on divorce.
What's wrong with
Yeah.
divorce?
At least the state of Nevada, like,
Nothing's
'cause
wrong
that
with
was like the
divorce.
first
Yeah, I don't know.
place in the United States where you could like get divorced in no time at all. You didn't have to wait 6 months or 2 years or whatever.
Well, I guess we were founded on not getting divorced, but either way, like divorce is what defined America to begin with, I think, right? Because it was the king wanted to get a divorce, and all the Puritans were like, "That's not my king," and then they had to like go find a whole new continent where kings weren't getting divorced.
And where they couldn't keep changing the religion too. Like, oh, now we're Protestant. Now we're Catholic.
I just saw
Roman
this
Church of
over
England.
with that damned Apple. And I watched a lot of Steve Jobs documentaries this week. And I don't know why it never dawned on me until watching like one of the movies that he gets fired from Apple or has to step away from Apple for a little while. And he has this other company in between. Then he goes back to Apple. He pretty much creates an operating system with somebody else's money that he eventually sells to Apple. Like he knows what they're missing. And so he just starts developing it for another company. It's called Next. So this company, which is so interesting to me now, everybody in the market called that piece of electronics the black cube. And so it was just like the next computer was the first black cube. And so he had the Apple, and then everybody called this the black cube. And Steve Jobs was, doing a lot. But I just thought it was super interesting.
And the other Apple spin-off company that did something similar was called General Magic, and they're the ones that made the very first iPod, iPhone, iPad. Like the whole concept of having this thing in your pocket. And it's crazy if you go back and you read the original notes on this. One of them was that they wanted it to feel like a crystal that was giving off good vibes that you would want to keep on you as like a positive token. And they also always from the ground up, they wanted it to feel like an expensive piece of jewelry so that people wouldn't interact with it like it was a phone, that they would literally interact with it like it was a status symbol, and that it was an energetically charged crystal that was emitting some kind of vibes off of it. They wanted that to be like the marketing premise of this, which is kind of exactly what they did. Like they came out with the first smartphone essentially that wasn't the BlackBerry, and everything that's come after that is still based on the same premise. It's like a soothing stone. It's like this thing that you constantly want to keep like rubbing your
one of
finger
those worry
over.
stones.
It's literally in the notes that they wanted it to feel so addictive that you would play with it and want to touch it even when it wasn't even on, even when you couldn't even see it and it was in your pocket. How can we make it like the exact ratio to fit in your hands so that it was interesting, the exact sort of like tapering around like the bezels, like exactly how all of that comes to a curve. All of those were engineered so that it's addictive to just touch and feel, so that you would never want to be without it.
Well, even visually, like with the next computer, the black cube, he wanted a perfect black cube, but he realized that visually it needed like the front and the back, and this is going to be off, and I don't know what it is. He like made it 0.13 blah millimeters bigger in the front and back because it had to be slightly bigger in the front and back to visually look like a perfect cube. It's like he did something to it. So like,
it's called, we're talking about like orthographic view, which is if you remove perspective completely, then that's the only time you can see a perfect cube would be orthographic, but we don't see orthographic. We've got perspective from our eyes pointing in like one place. So orthographic would almost be if like your eyes were always pointing the exact same direction no matter what. Like the world would look totally different.
Okay, and then to stay on what else I took in this week is you know that movie This Is the End? and it's like Seth Rogen and James
Let me add it to my
Franco, and it's
list.
like the end of times happen. It's this movie right here.
And
Okay.
Danny McBride.
So the whole premise is like, the end
I
of
haven't
times
seen it.
is happening to Earth, and they're in Hollywood, and whatever. Everybody gets taken up in blue lights. But I was watching it and I was thinking, none of these guys get saved. They're kind of like in the apocalypse, and they have to deal with like demons and Satan and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, well, they're all Jewish.
Well, I don't know about Craig Robinson.
No, I actually looked it up. Danny McBride and Craig Robinson are the only ones that aren't. But the other four of them are. And it's funny because Danny McBride's character becomes the cannibal, and then Craig Robinson's character is the one that gets saved after the rapture. Like, he actually gets it while it's all happening. Like, oh, I'll. So I just thought it was so like curious. Like, oh, well, they weren't Christian, and so then they all have to like learn the Bible, but they're all narcissists. It's pretty funny. I don't know. So,
It's kind of a stacked deck, though, to find a Jewish actor in Hollywood.
A non-Jewish actor.
Was it? Well, yeah.
It had to be the black guy. Like, they were like, oh, let's cover our bases. It's a pretty good chance. I mean, it's not Whoopi Goldberg or Sammy Davis Jr. Like, anyways, you guys, that's everything I took in this week. You got to know all my entertainment. Because I can't just ever just watch something and enjoy it. My head goes to all these places the entire time. And I'm like, I gotta remember to tell the good guys about this.
I haven't really been like news binging. Like, I've been just on a weird algorithm, and one of them that is just weird and is giving dark web is the Nutter Butter TikTok weird fucking y'all. I've never seen anything like this in my life. It's giving like 19.
We've pulled it up on the show before.
Have we?
Yeah, I feel like we've pulled up the Nutter Butter TikTok. It's definitely been a conversation on this show.
Do you remember the Quiznos ads from the early 2000s?
And I feel
Quiznos, a weird fucking that.
It sort of just feels like a slightly more produced version of the old Quiznos ads, but with like a Windows 2000 aesthetic to it.
Yeah, that's what it's giving. Like dark web, weird, like symbolic, esoteric, witchy. Are you putting a spell on me? Did you put something
That's
in,
also
in
just
the fucking
90s,
cookies?
I think. Because you got
You think?
Vaporwave, and Vaporwave is like Miami Vice, Knight Rider, 1980s kind of style. But if you were to like whatever the 90s version of Vaporwave would be, it would have conspiracies and witchcraft and all that, because that was literally what the 90s was all about. It was X-Files and The Craft and American Gladiators and American Idol, like that was all 1990s. So I think that it would be witchy by default.
Did the mirror just scare you, Layla?
Yeah.
Well, someone said that. Why do I have a Freemason compass behind me? But it's actually my mic stand that's like bent, and it looks like a compass.
Likely story. Are you Eastern Star, by the way?
Let me
No,
ask
but
my
I
Siri.
should be.
Is Layla
If
Eastern
you're watching,
Star?
let me know. I want to join. Just saying.
I got asked by
I don't
Eastern
believe
Star
in
when I wasn't
religion. I
an
don't
Eastern
have
Star
a
'cause I thought I
religion,
was a rainbow
so
girl.
I think I'm okay. I believe in God. That's all. I left my religion. I'm not doing religion anymore.
That's Layla in the corner. That's Layla in the spotlight. She already left her religion.
Yes, I did. I don't claim a religion. That's it.
There's a lot going on. I just think
I wash my hands from it. I'm done.
She's a-religious.
I didn't know about
Yeah.
Qatari military bases. That was news to me today.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. I'm out of the loop, y'all.
Here, I'm pulling it up right now. It says
I prefer being out of the loop on pretty much all this.
the UN announces it will allow Qatar to build an Air Force facility in Idaho.
In Idaho, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Idaho is a very red state too.
Yeah, it is strange. You get a lot of money on like SimCity if you put a military base in your city. The noise pollution goes up, but you get paid back good. It's better than like taking other people's trash in. Or is it?
I don't know. I feel like Idaho like holds a whole bunch of like the nuclear waste and like above ground repositories too, and that's kind of weird when you think about like most of the potatoes come from there.
Ew.
Idaho.
Doesn't it
Judah.
also seem like in the Handmaid's Tale of it all, you have to have like nuclear potatoes? Like,
Yeah,
isn't that part of the
absolutely.
story? Is that you
Yeah.
have to send
They cook
ladies?
themselves.
Like, what are ladies
Nope.
like us gonna do forever? Where we
Yeah.
can't have kids of Thomas, so we'll have to
Right?
go picking the potatoes.
Nephilim. You got to bring the Nephilim back.
That's our only hope.
It's fun. Yeah, for the fallen angels to come back.
That's our only hope. Apparently, if we end up in full Handmaid's Tale, our only hope is the Nephilim. Circle to us in a time machine 50 years from now, trying to bring the Nephilim back to save us from Hillary Clinton robots. That would be quite. I wouldn't have that on my. Oh, Thomas, didn't you do something weird today, or you can't talk about it? That you were like, I didn't have this on my bingo card.
Oh,
You don't have to talk about it.
yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
You don't have to talk about
yeah.
it. We'll save it.
That's for inner inside
Yeah,
talk.
we'll save it. That's
You know
for
what
off
rabbit hole
air.
I went down on?
What?
And it's kind of interesting just watching it and why that happens.
What rabbit hole I went down on?
It's just weird. It's buck fever.
I just never heard it said that way before.
It's so
Sounded
weird.
so
Like the way
lesbian.
that people tremble and like the adrenaline that happens after you shoot a buck. It's like some kind of energy fucking thing happens between buck and human, the target and the person who fucking shot the thing. It's like they either get attacked with an energy and they take upon that energy and they start shaking tremendously for like no reason, bro. It just happens. Buck fever.
You mean like the first time they do it, or every time they do it?
It just happens sporadically. It's not just the first time. You'll have the first timers who go through that, but you have people who are like vets who still get the buck fever. It's like this adrenaline out they shoot. Buck, yeah, buck fever.
Oh, Elliot James thought
not
you
butt
said
fever.
butt
No.
fever.
Buck.
The very first time you shoot in a butt,
It's a
you get
weird
a fever.
phenomena. And it brings me back towards
Split. They talk about it in Split, the movie Split.
Yeah, and they also talk about it in Hannibal Lecter, the show, with Mav. I forgot his name. Whatever his name is. So beautiful. But they actually talk about how, they made someone. Was it that show? Like they made someone feel what the animal would feel when they would kill it. I forgot what show it was, but when they killed the deer, like the guy felt the pain that the deer was going through during the death of the buck, and it took it upon him. And then from that moment on, he's never killed an animal ever since that experience. I forgot what fucking movie it was from.
Butt fever, booty cooties.
Booty cooties.
Sorry.
Pussy tight.
I know you're talking about something serious, but no, I do think there's an energy transfer. Like something goes down. Seems curious.
Yeah. They talk about it in movies. There's a couple that I've seen it in, but for some reason it happens.
I know.
I wonder
if
why.
it has something to do with like killing something. Like
That's
you're
what I
hitting this
think.
primal thing.
Yeah.
Would it happen with squirrels, or does it have to be a buck?
I
Like,
don't know.
could
They
you,
call
like,
it buck fever.
Squirrel and be like, oh my god, and like start convulsing?
There's probably something to the animal, to that specific animal, that I feel people react that way, and it's usually with the buck, or maybe
How do
they're
you
not
guys feel when
killing it
you like run
properly or
over an animal?
respecting it.
Awful.
Awful.
I
Feel
don't
kind
get
of
it.
shaky
Buck
and stuff
fever.
too.
I saw, and when I went back home in Macedonia, I saw like them hang a cow and slaughter it, like literally cut it open and gut it and take its guts out. I did not eat a piece of that meat.
That's
I was crying. I
kosher
was like,
meat. That's
I
what
did
they
not
do to
eat it.
cows to make them
Sure
kosher.
enough.
Kosher beef, slit that throat,
I
and
think the
drain it.
worst part about it though is that cows are so freaking chill. Like if they were dickheads, if they were like wild boars, I wouldn't feel as bad. But they're like
Hi,
like
Thomas. How's your
huge
Wednesday?
puppies. Yeah.
I think if we all came here with like, you know, like say soul contracts, like Chaney, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna do this and help you level up in this way, and you're gonna do this for me. Like the cows came knowing that they were gonna be our food. They're cool with it.
I don't know. Sometimes I think in that warging way, like all the animals are just other people in some sort of dream states. And that's why some bugs only live such a short time. And you're just like, I woke up and I was out of control flying and then I was just dead. Like you just hit a windshield or some shit. Like you just had this short little lifespan in a dream. Bzz.
See, I think about that too because there's different ways to fly in a dream, and like you can decide to like turn into a bird. And when I did that, like I could see my face elongate, and then I'm like flapping around, like talking to people, like, "Hey, I'm dreaming," and they're just looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm probably just this bird flapping in their face, like what the fuck is
Tweeting.
going? Yeah.
Or flapping in your own face in real life. That's the way I think dreams work too.
Yeah, exactly. I think we affect our own timelines.
I think all the animals out during the day are just Chinese people asleep.
They're all like,
Oh.
hello, hello.
And then like
But we
so
just hear,
anytime
like-
someone kills an animal in America, a Chinese person wakes up somewhere.
That's why some of us have to sleep.
Right. we have to go to sleep so that we can feed the Chinese people.
Yeah, it's all about the grid only has so much power.
I have
Isn't that Dark City?
an image that I asked AI to draw of the being that I keep seeing. And this is like the closest version. You guys see it? Hold on. This fucking lamp here.
Kind of looks
You
like
guys
Venom.
see that? Yeah, so it's like a iridescent, rainbowy kind
Got
of
turned off.
yeah, like scrawny, skinny, long-limbed, but a thinner face. That's the being that I see all the time now during my sleep paralysis, abduction feeling kind of experience. Is that thing, and each time it's like trying to tell me something. It's like, you know, I'm like, what are you saying? I don't know what you're saying.
Layla, I just noticed you had a Dolly shirt on. And then I did the Salvador Dolly.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, two totally different dollies, but I just noticed it just now.
I was thinking of the Dolly thing because Layla was sending the video about Dolly being dead.
But she not
came
dead.
out though with like some post where she's like,
I'm not
I just
dead,
want
y'all.
you guys to know I'm fine. And I'm like, why would an 80-year-old lady just need to still go out and churn and burn at county fairs or like wherever it is she's playing? It just seems like let her rest. Let her go sit in her. I'm tired.
She didn't pay her handlers back enough. Still needs to
Is it like the
work for it.
substance? You know what I mean? Like you have to keep going because it's part of the process.
And that's it.
It
Till you
did kind
die.
of look like that. Ryan and Hill said that picture you showed was like gay Slender Man.
Gay Slender Man, yeah.
That's what it did look like. It
Yeah,
did
it probably
look like
is.
that.
Who knows?
Slender
That's
Man
so
with
funny.
glitter and poppers.
Would you guys sign up for an interstellar voyage to another place that you could never come back to this planet?
Wait, repeat the
Like,
question.
would you sign up for an adventure to an interstellar place that you could never come back here?
No, I'd want to come back here.
No, but that wouldn't be the option. Would you go
If I was
somewhere?
saving humanity, I'd do
Oh.
it. Yeah.
No, there's no saving humanity. It would just be an ego trip and an
Yeah.
adventure. Would you
Why
go
not?
somewhere
Fuck
in
it.
an interstellar place
Yeah.
that you couldn't come back to this place?
I want to go where that guy went with TARS.
I say screw outer space. I'd rather spend the rest of my
Black hole.
life exploring inner space.
I want to go between the
Right.
lines.
Would you
and
go
just
on like a Titan sub to the Titanic if you got a free ticket?
yeah, I want to see if it's really there.
Like if you got a free ticket in one of those things, you would do it. You'd go in one of those subs and you'd be like, this will be safe.
Not the
don't know,
sub that
man.
like exploded, but like one
I
of
don't
those
like
big ass
enclosed
submarines.
spaces, so
Yeah.
no.
No,
But
you wouldn't
I
get to
feel
go in a
like
military sub.
you would do it. You'd spend all the money. You'd sign the waiver. You'd put yourself at all this risk. You'd get down there and you'd be like, I think I can kind of make something out, but it's honestly all just covered in like seaweed.
Mm,
Like you're telling me that that's a staircase, sure, but I just see a bunch of seaweed.
It's
yeah.
definitely the Olympia. I knew it.
I would go. Why not? Why the fuck not? If this is a simulation and I
die.
have like unlimited amount of lives,
What if it's
I'll
not
do
a
it.
simulation and you're just in a tin
Yeah,
can in the
what if-
bottom of the ocean?
Fuck.
Yeah, I have no interest. Like there are certain things I would not do. Like I have zero
That's like going
interest.
to space.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. I have no interest in getting on like one of their, hey, Chaney, Jeff Bezos gave you a free ticket with Katy Perry to go to the, I'm good.
You know that
I
movie
just-
where that
I'm good.
girl gets in that ball thing and that those things spin and then it drops and she goes into that dimension?
Contact?
I would do that.
That seems different to me.
But
I don't
isn't
know.
that
That doesn't seem like a space travel or that seems more like, I don't know. It's like quantum thing. It seems quick. It seems quick with it. It doesn't seem like, oh, like even going down to the Titanic, it takes like conservatively 3 hours long, like maybe 6. Can you imagine how just a 6-hour tour underwater in a tight little space? Ugh.
No, I can't. I don't even like elevators. So,
That's what it feels like. A
Couldn't do it.
6-hour elevator.
and then you know that like the compression or whatever, you know, like just be like a tin can
Yeah.
or
that ain't
aluminum
my-
can.
That ain't my tang. I don't mind
You want to
heights,
see it
but
so bad? Why don't they just make a new one?
why don't they just pull it up?
See, I would do it, but then you have people who pay like 80 grand to go hiking all the way up on the, what are those mountains? Himalayas?
I won't do that either. I have no interest in going to Everest.
Like,
God.
yeah, Everest. There
Yeah.
you go.
They have
I
dead
mean, this
bodies
girl,
that are
she's
older than all of us on
vlogging
Everest.
it, and she's like, guys, I paid $80,000 and I'm in so much pain and I'm suffering. I don't know why I did this. This is the worst decision I ever made in my entire life. Like she's dying. Like she's every day she's posting and every day she's suffering and people are just like, why don't you just fucking get the fuck out of there? Like get out of there. But no, she's continuing to suffer.
Paid 80 grand.
And she probably
Yeah.
can't leave. It's like if
No, she can't.
wherever she's at, let's say she's at base camp, whatever tour group she went there with, because you have to hire so many shaman and everything to carry your shit. Just because you aren't going to go to the summit doesn't mean everybody else isn't. So you stay here and you have to wait for them to do their whole trip back to go back with him. So you have to wait, and wherever you give up, you have to sit there and wait. And literally there is people that they're like, I'm just going to sit down and wait right here. They're still there 40 years later, sitting in that spot, just frozen. Everything's perfect.
You have to walk over the dead guy whose nose is missing now, like who's frozen to death. Yeah, like
I
those
hear
are like
too
people
that
are
there's-
landmarks on
That there's
Everest.
like poop all over the place.
What's the point of that though?
And
Like why
trash,
go
yeah.
through that? Why do that?
because
why?
it's there. That's
Like,
why. That's what they say.
hyperthermia, like you get your limbs cut off, frostbite, like
I would be more likely to try to surf one of those silly big waves than I would ever try to do Everest. I
Did
think
you ever
I
see
just
the
have a
big
better
pipeline or
shot
something?
at like getting out than
Yeah,
making it up
what's the
that
most
mountain.
dangerous thing you've ever done?
I mean, it probably wasn't even an athletic thing. It probably was just
High school
straight up
Stupidity.
stupid.
Like most of mine is just stupid shit that like
yeah,
holy
high
shit,
school,
how did I
getting
just
into
live?
random cars with random people, smoking joints and don't know
Yeah,
who
letting
they
drunk
are.
kids drive
Gang
you.
members.
Turning your lights off in the
There's right.
groves and going 50 miles an hour, like for some reason. doing dumb.
Would you rather go in a pod and visit the Titanic or get in this sketchy guy's car and you're like 15 years old and they're promising you alcohol?
Oh my God, we did that on a
Second
boat
one.
once.
The second one. Relive my past. Why not? It was so much fun. I had so much fun. Yeah,
I feel like statistically the second option's the most dangerous out of those two.
yeah, it
It
is.
probably is, but
At least it was a car back then. It wasn't one of these plastic cars.
Yeah, with some carbon fiber thing.
Yeah. Whatever I was in back then, it could take a beating. It could probably have fallen off a bridge. But I don't know. We were built different. I feel like we kind of
Yeah.
knew how to drive. Like we were driving way before we had license. Like I remember my sister driving me to the rapids and she was like 12. I was like 8. She was like, let's go to the rapids. We'll just take grandma's car to the rapids. But I think my grandma was like, it's fine. Go to the rapids. Be safe. See you later. That's how different. Like a 12-year-old just going to drive the car in Palm Beach. What?
The most dangerous thing, honestly, I just remember jumping off a cliff that was like 50 feet high, and I landed on like my ass back and like slapped into the water and like really hurt myself. That was the most dangerous thing I've ever done, like cliff jumping, and I never did it ever again.
One of my friends from high school, she did that cliff jumping and did it wrong, and she got like traumatic brain injury, and she looked normal again, but she was never normal again. Like if you knew her from far back when I know her, like something was different. If you just met her in college or whatever, you would have no idea. But it was like that accident. Another girl in school fell off a horse. And it was like, if you didn't know them before that accident from traumatic brain injury, then they just seemed like a normal girl. But there was like,
They're just voting for Biden, and you're just like, oh, maybe you just like really like Biden.
yeah, like I don't know. They just were like airhead, but
I ruptured both my eardrums from cliff jumping. But yeah, we had a girl in the town that I just moved from who like was college basketball player and everything, and she did sherms. Is that what it's called when you do the
Sherm with the when you no, sherm.
I'm just kidding.
In formaldehyde, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Oversimplification of it, but
so she did that while she was at college, and freaking, I mean, we would see her walking around town, and she was just this crazy lady. Like, I'm sitting in there in a restaurant one day, like eating, and I'm looking out the window, and I see her like doing like the Thriller dance. She's just doing that Thriller dance like on the sidewalk in traffic, and then like she walked into a side door of this building. Like I watched her go,
like,
yes, because the door was unlocked. Yes, and I'm just sitting there laughing, and then this lady scolds me. She's like, she isn't right, and I'm like, well, clearly, but God, it's so fucking entertaining. Like,
but also, you know what? She's 100% living in the moment.
She is so present.
Like
she is.
She's not overthinking.
She's like finding unlocked doors.
No,
I
yeah.
actually watch her steal a purse out of it. Like, I probably should have called the cops, but
Because
like,
she's literally not tied to the past or the future. She's living in the moment.
she is absolutely.
I feel like we should all Thriller dance more. It's the month for it. If we don't Thriller dance this month,
we should all do Sherm this month.
Oh my God.
we should
I've
all
heard
do
such
Sherm
horror
and film
stories.
it.
People get stuck like and can't move.
We'll just
And
do a little bit. We won't go crazy. We'll dip our toe in just a little bit.
I don't even know
Sherm.
what this Sherm is. Explain it to me, or should I have my Siri?
Yeah, have Siri explain. I'm interested.
Tell me what to have her, the drug Sherm
Yeah.
and the effects.
How would someone in the 1990s? How would someone obtain and use the drug Sherm?
Hey girl, will you tell me how in the 1990s, how someone would obtain, use, and then what the effects might be of the drug Sherm?
Absolutely. I can give you a little throwback rundown on that. So back in the 1990s, Sherm was basically a slang term for PCP or phencyclidine, often used when it was smoked. Typically, someone would get it by soaking a cigarette or a joint in liquid PCP. Sometimes people pulled these Sherm sticks or dippers. As for how they'd use it, they'd just light it up and smoke it pretty
Hell
much
yeah,
like
they
any
would.
other cigarette or joint. The effects were pretty intense. PCP could cause hallucinations, a sense of detachment from reality, and sometimes really unpredictable or even aggressive behavior. It was definitely known for being a pretty powerful dissociative drug. So, yeah, bit of a wild ride and not exactly a safe one. And that's what's happening.
Let me ask one extra follow-up. Just ask her to make sure that my kid isn't making Sherm, what ingredients should I look out for?
If I wanted to make sure that my kid wasn't making Sherm, what ingredients would I look out for in my house?
Yeah, definitely a good thing to keep an eye on if you're concerned about that kind of stuff. Basically, the main ingredient you'd be worried about is anything related to PCP itself, which is a controlled substance and not something that just
That's a
casually
BS
hangs around the
answer,
house.
by the way.
So realistically, you wouldn't stumble on PCP in a typical household. But in terms of what someone might use if they were trying to dip something in it, you'd be looking for any kind of unusual vials of liquid or chemical bottles that obviously aren't just normal household
Hey,
stuff.
do you know better answers than this? Like, are there household ingredients for PCP? Are you like withholding stuff from me?
Oh, not at all. I promise I'm not holding back any secrets on you. It's just that PCP really isn't something you can whip up from everyday household items. It's a synthetic drug that requires pretty specific chemicals and
What?
processes, not something
Stop.
you find in. Absolutely, I get it. You just want the full scoop. So rest assured,
Shush you.
Bring
Sometimes she's
back
too much.
Quaaludes.
It overstems me. That is the one that I wish I like.
I wish.
If I wish Thomas found an old bottle of lube
Just to try
somewhere.
it.
Somebody's
once.
granddad or grandma has an old bottle of Quaaludes in their medicine cabinet.
Let's just
I
do
wanna do
salvia,
Quaaludes,
guys. Just
Can-
cut out all the middlemen, and we'll just do salvia.
Let's do it. I want to.
You guys can.
Go. We
We're
gotta
going
be.
to.
We legitimately, I think it would be smartest if we found a state that it was 100% legal in, and did it there.
Okay.
PCP is so 90s. PCP is so Rodney King. Can't we all just get along?
I did personally
I feel my
see
stomach
one.
turning.
I saw one scrawny guy fight off like 5 or 6 cops on PCP when I was younger. It was it felt like I was watching a movie of some kind.
Oh, wait. I'm going to pull that up real quick.
Can people just make Quaaludes? Like, don't they have like the ingredients list of how to make it? Why don't they just make it?
This is the bill you guys have to call your state house about and say, no, we don't need to redesignate Charlie Kirk roads all in the state of Florida. We wish him well.
No, we don't.
I'd be shocked if this passed. This feels like one of those
Steam
things
Valhalla.
where they're just playing along. They're just planting their flag.
Doesn't it seem like a Florida thing, though? Like, it would
Yeah.
just be playing along if it was in so many other states, but it's like Florida passes some weird shit, and Charlie Kirk seems right in their vein. Like, where they're like, you know what? Let's call US 1 Charlie Kirk Highway. You're like, what? Anyway.
I mean, we say that, but also I used to have to drive by President Barack Obama Parkway every single day to one of my old jobs. So,
Yeah, Orlando's crazy. My brother was telling me about the Keys, how they have their like rainbow crosswalks in the Keys. And that the news made it all seem like, look it, they're getting rid of all the rainbow crosswalks in the Keys and blah, 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 blah. But my brother said the real of it, what it was, is that they wanted to spray paint all the BLM crosswalks. And BLM immediately was like, you're going to spray paint our crosswalks? You have to spray paint their crosswalks too. So it ended up being, because no one cared if they were like, yep, the news is going to come and spray paint all the BLM crosswalks. No one cared. But they cared if they were spray painting the rainbow crosswalks. So the whole thing was that they were just spray painting over the BLM crosswalks, and they couldn't give a shit about the gay crosswalks in Key West. But it was just like, nope, they had to spray paint over the Blue Lives Matter crosswalk, and they had to spray paint over the high school track team crosswalk. Like, all the crosswalks had to go back to normal. And I'm like, fuck crosswalks. If that is not the like epitome of us being like like jaywalking is crazy.
It's a crime.
What was the price of gold, silver, platinum, palladium? Didn't they all reach record highs lately?
Palladium. That sounds so Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Well,
like platinum
Doc
is
Ock.
$1,000 an ounce, palladium is $1,000 an ounce, gold is $4,000 an ounce, silver is $50 an ounce now.
Well, isn't that funny that that all happened this week? And so
Yeah,
if
and
you
the
were a
market.
conspiracy theorist, you would be like, huh, they moved all their money over to precious metals. And then here's the market on a Friday. It was like
Interesting.
straight down. It was a pretty
Everywhere.
interesting, like, I never seen it so fast. Where it was just like, oh my gosh, anyone that leverage traded the way that they, I mean, every single one of the charts did this like spike down, like almost like any of the long and shorts that were being done at the time were drank across the board. So anyone, whether it was Wall Street or Bitcoin and anywhere in between, if they were doing long and shorts, they all got drank in the same moment. It was like the biggest single liquid drink of all time, liquidity in the market. But I think that's currency wars. I think we're all waiting. We're waiting for the news to tell us we're in war. Like we're waiting for the news to tell us like this next phase of things. Where if I was a country, I think this would be so much more fruitful. Is if I'm going to get a better position in a cryptocurrency than your country, then 2 years from now you're squashed. And so part of it, I just wonder if it's certain people. It's like I can
Sometimes.
fake the whole market to get a better position in something else, especially if I control the media. It all reminds me of Trading Places. I tell everyone to watch that movie. It's an Aaron Russo movie with Eddie Murphy, and it's just two rich guys with $1 bet. And the amount that the whole entire world is almost affected because of this dollar bet. And that's kind of how I think it
You know,
all
you
works a
may
little.
have a point. For some reason, it's like the tether when you think about it. When you think about the word tether, we're all supposed to be tethered to the creator, and I feel like they cut that tether from source, or what they're trying to do, cut that tether from source, get a copy or some part of our DNA, upload it somewhere, tether our being to that. Now it's like there's somehow, if this is like, it's like kind of making sense that they're connecting to the simulation. If you believe in simulation theory, it's like they're hacking the original source, the original router, the aura, whatever we are, the radio, the frequency, receivers, whatever you want to call us. It's like they are tethering us to something else now instead of source. It's like they cut that line, that silver cord per se that we all have apparently. It's also in Sufism and mysticism. They talk about that silver cord that we're tethered to, or that chain, the umbilical cord to the tree of life, and all of that. So I feel like the whole tether of it all is what Sabrina Wallace also talks about. Like they're uploading some part of us to some kind of cloud, and I feel like we need to somehow get our tether back, if that makes sense, because we're all connected to the original ether, but the ether, like they're mentioning here, and the tether is all part of that. Am I making sense here?
Yes.
I can't hear you, Thomas.
Oh, I was saying it's very Rosicrucian what you're describing with the tether, 'cause like the silver cord that when you go to sleep that connects like your spirit to your body. It sounds like you're kind of describing something very similar to that.
Yeah, because Sabrina Wallace talks about that, and like our energy bodies and our auras and our tether, and how all of this is connected to digital ID, the mark of the beast, or whatever you want to call it, and crypto, which everything is going to head into that, stock market field where everything's going to be in crypto. So I feel like we are not tethered to nature or the natural link that we all have. Something has been cut off, or they're trying to cut it off. And again ties to 2020. Like something was supposed to like, I don't know, enter us, but they prevented it, or maybe some got it.
Or
Because
maybe
they
it's about to
weren't
enter
tethered.
us because we all didn't get kooky cocky shit. That it's not being blocked. Maybe it's entering you right now.
That looks so dope.
It's
That
pretty
Yeah, so this
cute.
is the final shaded version of kind of a quasi Chaney. I love how it came out with all the shading and the details and everything. I think it
My
looks
little
awesome.
rose-colored
her-
glasses.
I like her tattoos too.
I do
I
have
love
rose-colored glasses.
Look at
I
the
like this
cat.
one. I like the cat here. This is such a great like classic cartoon look.
Ooh.
I love it. Brittany Murphy,
So dope.
my cute
And then
little
here
cat.
I got another one for us. This one's still under work, but the premise is that it's this Lovecraftian Cthulhu sort of viril entity that's like running the world. So when it wants to manifest and interact with like a human, it has to go from this nebulous, like network of weird tentacles and then turn into a human. So these are kind of the phases that it would take to turn into somebody. And it's getting cropped a little bit here. Let me see if I can pull it.
Here, I
So
can
it'll
pull us back down
start
to the bottom.
on it'll start here on on the left. So these are just literally just tentacles just coming from the depths, and they'll emerge from the floor or the wall or somewhere, and then they'll slowly start to form into like a human shape a little bit. And then here's like the next step as it keeps evolving. Now it's starting to look even more like a human, with like these weird weird face in like the torso, and then finally you'll have kind of like the full human
Final form.
Which
version.
is so crazy, you guys, that the Salvador Dali and then the Layla shirt with Dali is
Yeah.
mine and Thomas's critique automatically for this character, because this is supposed to be Betty White.
Yeah.
So we were
Yeah,
like,
we're toning it around a little bit so we can get the Betty. In fact, I'll show you the latest one that we're still tweaking. But here is here's more of a Betty White look. It's
Yeah.
still a little too Dolly, but it's getting way closer to Betty White. And
So
it's
it's
got
just-
these cool little details. Like for example, look at, I don't know if you can tell, the pads on her fingers are kind of like tentacly. And then if you look at her the bottom of her high heels
Ooh.
here and like the back of her leg.
Achilles tendon.
Yeah, they got like little suction cups on them. So this is the direction that we're going, and this is kind of like the big bad. It's Betty White that turns in and out of a viril octopus monster.
If Dali dies, no, we did it.
We didn't do it.
we didn't do it. We didn't do it.
All right, I
We
did
didn't. Do you guys have anything fun going on this week?
Never.
Fall break. Woo woo.
I actually do. So this coming week I'm going to Yellowstone.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's so exciting. What days are you going to be there ish?
I'm not going to tell. I'm not going to tell this to the public.
Well, I'm
They're gonna
going to
hunt you
be
down on
ish
Yellowstone.
and probably for the next episode of the podcast, I will be in Vegas. So
So that
knows?
means we have off.
I'll be in Little
I
Rock.
don't know.
Yeah, it's like a job.
Yeah, that means we have off if Thomas is going to be in Yellowstone.
Do you have enough PTO saved up to be off, Layla?
Yeah. I know, Layla. I think you and Abbie are lacking PTO.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
I know. I had this fantasy of like where I could potentially be on Friday, and I'm like, it would be really fun if like impromptuly the good guys were there and then we could record Friday. It would be fun, but Thomas, if he's going to be in Yellowstone,
Yeah.
that ruins the plans.
Yeah.
So maybe we will
Rude.
be off next week. I don't
Sorry.
know. I don't know. So make
Sorry,
sure
not
you guys
sorry.
follow everybody, because you don't know what footage they might be putting out. around that time.
Fall break. Woohoo. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I should have
they're
to work
all
2 days
here.
next week.
You only have to work
They're
2 days
all
next
here
week?
for fall break.
Yeah, I was almost gonna be there for fall break to hang out with
Mhm.
Bootsy. Actually,
So he's here?
he might be. Yeah,
Oh, really? Oh, shout out Bootsy.
He might be in your neck of the woods. That's where
I should
that's
probably
the
go
coastline.
see a show if he has a show because I haven't been to any of them. He's been here a few times and I haven't. I
yeah.
haven't gone
Well,
out.
I don't even know if he's. I think he's just going to go. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he
they got a
always
place
looks like he
somewhere.
goes and stays at a hotel on the coast.
I think they have a condo or something like that. Maybe timeshare or something.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Anyways, yeah, before we get all into Bootsy's personal
I
life.
know, right?
I
Well,
think
Bootsy, we're
he
gonna
has
tell
a
everybody all your
timeshare
stuff.
and yeah. Anyways, happy Libra season, everyone. We might not see you if we don't see you next week, then it'll be Scorpio season before we see you again. So,
Chaney's birthday coming.
not for another. We're not into November yet. I got
But
time.
almost.
Got a little
Yeah.
bit of time. Yes.
Almost.
It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. I love you guys so much out there. Make sure you guys all drink plenty of water and have a great week. And don't let anyone tell you that your booty doesn't look nice in those jeans because everybody thinks it does. Everybody
That's
thinks it
right.
does. It's a generational bottom. Anyway,
As
anyways,
opposed to a power top.
yeah. You want to be a generational bottom or a generational top over power bottom or power top, I think. But I guess it depends on the community. Anyways, we love you guys so much. Make sure you turn it down a little because Juliette Lewis be bringing that. Okay. XOXO Gossip Girl. Bye bye.
Bye. Love you guys.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cult, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cult, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
You're still here? It's over.